Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Daniel here from Golden Finds. Sorry if it's super loud, there's a lot of road noise. We are here for a very special video, which is actually bittersweet. And this is the Goodwill here in Santa Ana on 17th Street and Grand. And it is unfortunately closing down. So let's go ahead and check out what Golden Finds we come across today at this store only, as we say goodbye to one of my favorite locations to shop at Orange County Goodwill store. So I found out officially that this location only was specifically closing down through their official Instagram account, OC Goodwill. And currently they are holding the entire store for 50% off everything. So they're not taking the color tag into consideration. The whole entire store is 50% off. I don't know if it's going to be super chaotic because, you know, if the entire store is 50% off, then people are going to be grabbing everything. As soon as you enter the store, you see a bunch of these signs everywhere letting you know that the store has a sale going on. And I also read upon Orange County Goodwill's Instagram account saying that after 17 amazing years, we will be saying goodbye to our Santa Ana Grand location at the end of the year. It is a bittersweet feeling, and while we're sad to say goodbye to this location, our wonderful team members will still be around to brighten your day at other stores and donation locations. So this is a direct post from Instagram from Orange County Goodwill, and this is also a latest posting that they have, which shows that they're now at 60% off, and this started on November 15th. Now, I haven't been to this store anymore at the time of this filming. It was at the very beginning of when they announced that they were going to close this location. So I haven't been to it. It might be even more now. I think it might be 75% off even now. I'm not entirely sure. But I have stopped going to this location because I don't think they're bringing in any more items, so it's whatever is left in this store. So I have decided to remove it from my list of shopping thrift stores locations that I visit during the weekend. But I do hope that you guys enjoy this walkthrough as we venture out through this Goodwill location one last time. Today's special shout out goes out to Maria Ramirez 5083. Maria, thank you so much for your comment. I truly appreciate you, and I am super grateful that you are a supporter of my channel, and I absolutely love making this content for you guys. So I absolutely enjoy it. It's such a thrill seeing you guys come back and leaving your comments. I know that there's some of you that do not leave comments, but you're still faithfully watching, so I appreciate you as well. I thank each and every one of you, and I just love doing this for you guys. And yes, that Jim Shore figure was absolutely amazing. The nativity piece, so beautiful, and it actually was intact. There was like no chip or break. It was definitely a beautiful piece. Now, looking at this, I wasn't sure who this was. Bust of Joseph Smith Jr. This is the founder of Morrisville. So I found it very interesting. I did not know who this was at first. I have to do a Google search. And then I found a lot of Spanish ornaments. The maker is unknown as they are in a grab bag, but these are vintage Christmas ornaments. Today's special shout out goes out to Maria Ramirez 5083. Maria, thank you so much for your comment. I truly appreciate you, and I am super grateful that you are a supporter of my channel, and I absolutely love making this content for you guys. So I absolutely enjoy it. It's such a thrill seeing you guys come back and leaving your comments. I know that there's some of you that do not leave comments, but you're still faithfully watching, so I appreciate you as well. I thank each and every one of you, and I just love doing this for you guys. And yes, that Jim Shore figure was absolutely amazing. The nativity piece, so beautiful, and it actually was intact. There was like no chips, no breaks. It was definitely a beautiful piece. Now, looking at this, I wasn't sure who this was. Bust of Joseph Smith Jr. This is the founder of Mormonism. So I found it very interesting. I did not know who this was at first. I had to do a Google search, and then I found a lot of satin sheen ornaments. The maker is unknown as they are in a grab bag, but these are vintage Christmas ornaments. I was trying my best to look left and right. I will let you know that when I visited this store, it was the second day of the announcement that they were closing it. It was announced on their Instagram page on Friday, and I went on Saturday the next day. And I am not kidding you when this store gave me such high anxiety. You were elbow to elbow with other thrifters, people shopping, browsing, looking at what to buy, and it just was total chaos. I am not kidding you. That's actually my least favorite thing to do is go when it's super packed. As you guys can see right here, you kind of can see the crowd definitely was built around the clothing. The clothing was a big item that everyone wanted. It was like the hot item. Everyone was in the clothing aisle because everything, of course, was 50% off. You know, we don't get too many opportunities like this where the entire store is 50% off because we go by the color system, which only the color of the week is 50% off. So this store had so many people. It was crazy, chaotic. It was fun, but I will say that it was very uncomfortable for me. I really prefer to be able to browse everything at a great pace, and I really felt rushed just because I wanted to get out of here. It really felt that cramped, and everyone was with shopping carts in the aisles. There were so many people in one aisle, and I would try to skip to other aisles to see if I could kill time until I can come back to that aisle and keep checking other things because there was just too many people. This Fitz and Floyd piece from 1995 is super cool, a Halloween one. But yeah, it was definitely a not ordinary experience for me, but still nonetheless, it was super fun to check it out. And that's a wrap on today's thrift adventure, everyone, but don't go anywhere just yet. Did I pick up anything from this thrift store closure? Make sure to stick around to see if I brought anything home from the thrift store. I hope that you enjoyed the walkthrough, although very, very quite short. You know, this thrift store, I have been visiting it for over 4 years since I started my thrifting journey. It was like one of my most favorite stores, and unfortunately now it is closing, but hopefully that means that they'll be opening up a new store somewhere else where we can add another store to visit, since we are now dropping one off the list. So I have decided that I am no longer going to be visiting the store. I did visit the store a few times after the release of this video, or the filming of this video, I mean. And there's just really nothing anymore for me. There's still a lot of other things, like little things, and they say that they're still putting things out, but the majority of the store is pretty wiped out of stuff that I personally like, which is home decor. There's still a lot of clothes. There's still a lot of like items that are knickknacks that are, to me, they're not wow factor. So there's just really is nothing that's really calling out to me anymore. And again, I've been there already 3 times since I recorded the walkthrough. And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to say the final goodbye. And it was my final goodbye the last time that I went. And I just am not going to add it to my stop anymore of thrifting on the weekend. So I'm going to bypass that store and go directly to the next one on my list. So it's very unfortunate. I have found so many amazing treasures at that thrift store. One of them being that grapevine deer. That was like one of my most recent biggest finds that I consider amazing in my eyes. And I just loved that store. Everyone was so friendly. The workers were wonderful. They were always so helpful. The staff just overall was always so wonderful at Goodwill. And I am happy to report that they're not losing their jobs. So the employees that are currently in that store are not losing employment. They're going to be sent to other Orange County Goodwill stores and work at other stores there. So the most recent store that opened recently in Orange County was the Fountain Valley store, and that's in the city of, I believe, Fountain Valley, duh. It's in the city of Fountain Valley, on Magnolia Street, and I personally have only gone a few times. That's where I found those Halloween witches that many of you fell in love, that I posted outside of my home. But the stores in particularly way too far out for me to venture out on a weekend during my thrift trips. So I don't know if I'm going to necessarily add that to my list of thrift stores, just because, again, lengthwise, it's kind of a little bit far out for me. I tend to not really focus on that part of Orange County, California, that being like next to Huntington Beach and Westminster. I don't really go over there that much anymore. I used to before. So I don't know exactly what I'm going to do as far as maybe adding another thrift store. I know next year I did say I want to venture more into Savers and film actually a walkthrough at Savers, since I only share hauls with you. That will be next year. Then we have some cool videos coming up soon. I am really trying to push for Joe and I to maybe go to Arizona for at least one day in the weekend. It's crazy, I know. Like, leave on a Friday night and check into an hotel, and then thrift Saturday and come back that same day, something like that. I'm not too sure. He doesn't sound very convinced, but I'm trying to push for it, especially right now with the holidays. You know, it's kind of crazy, and he has a very hectic schedule with his salon, and you know, trying to fit in this and us. We're going to be traveling also for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be visiting my dad's family. I'm going to be going with my dad and my mom, and Joe's also coming along. My brother's staying behind. He's going to take care of our poochies, our 2 pets, my Goldie, my Bella, and then my parents also have a dog. So I'm going to do some thrifting up there in Northern California, in the city where my dad's family lives. So that's also exciting. And of course, Orlando. Of course, I'm gonna thrift in Orlando. I did thrift in Orlando last time I went to Disney World, which was this year when we went in January. I did get the chance to visit a few thrift stores and they were super cool. So, of course, we're gonna have to fit it into the agenda before we check into Orlando to our resort. So I'm just super excited for what the year has in plan, but it's so bittersweet again to say goodbye to another store that they're closing. And again, hopefully they do end up opening another store in another city where we can visit that as well. So is there even a haul? There's actually only one item that I deemed purchasable, that I'm like, this is perfect. It's going to be the perfect item to add to my Christmas setup for the hutch. And it was the rocking horse. This is such a beautiful piece. I love the craftsmanship. I love the cute little green bow. This I'm gonna leave. I'm not gonna take it out. I just think this is such a beautiful piece. It was only $2.99, and again, everything was 50% off, so I got it for half off. So I got it for $1.50, which is definitely a great thrift price for this. It does have some scratch marks all over it, but that's absolutely fine. That's what gives it character. I know a lot of you will also agree with me, is that sometimes when items have more scratch marks, chips, paint marks, whatever the case is, it gives it character. So I absolutely love this. This is again going to be going into the hutch for the Santa theme. You all will have to wait and see how I decorate with this piece, but I just absolutely love this. And I was like, you know what? There's nothing else in the store. I need to take this because I was digging up and down. I didn't film too much, you guys. The store was an utter chaos. When I'm telling you that everything was being snatched up left and right, up and down those shelves, the very first thing that people went for were the COB items, which are the items that they receive from Target because, of course, they're half off. And, you know, usually Goodwill, when you go Goodwill shopping, only the color tag of the week is 50% off, but now the entire store was up for grabs. Everything was 50% off. So if people went for those items a lot, there was literally like nothing left in that aisle. I always call it a Target aisle at Goodwill because it's literally just a bunch of items from Target, all Target items that are in that aisle. And then there's other stuff spread out throughout the store as well. But that's mostly the thing that people were taking. Clothing was also a very big thing that people were taking. Decor, home decor also was another thing that people were taking a lot. So there really wasn't a lot to bring home, nothing that really caught my attention. I didn't want to just bring something to haul. So that's why the rocking horse was like the only thing that really called out to me. I was really close to picking up that metal ghost piece that says Halloween and it's like all rusted. But it was pricey to begin with, but even at the 50% mark, I still feel like it was a little expensive. And I'm just like, I really don't know where I could place this in my home. So I decided to not pick it up after all. But that's how it was. It was just a really, really crazy day. Everybody was trying to go in, you know, get those deals, grab everything that they could. So it really was hard to film. Too, it was also really hard to be looking through stuff because people were so tight with each other in the aisles. And then you had to be fast because if you wanted to grab something, you had to, you know, you have to play the game. You have to grab what you want, put it in your cart. If you don't want it later, then you just empty it out. Because if you don't, then you know it's going to be picked up by someone else and you snooze, you lose. So that is the only thing that I picked up was the little cute rocking horse. But again, I won't be featuring the store anymore. They are stated to remain open until the end of the year, until December. But I don't know. I'm just not going to add it into my thrift trip anymore for the weekend. But that's what I wanted to let you guys know. If you live in Orange County and you definitely want to stop by at this thrift store, I definitely recommend that you do. Although for me, again, there really wasn't anything left for me. Supposedly they are bringing more stuff out. I think they're bringing it from other Goodwills because they want to, you know, get rid of stuff at the 50% off. Or I don't know if they're still taking donations, probably until the end of November. But who knows? So definitely check it out if you'd like to see if you can find something at 50% off. Again, Goodwill never hardly ever does this where the entire store is ever 50% off unless they're closing, which is very unfortunate. But let me know in the comments down below, what did you guys think of the short walkthrough? And has any of your thrift stores ever closed? Is there one of your favorite stores that has closed? How did you feel? And did you find another thrift store to add to your thrift trips? And just share with me your experience and what you think. But thank you so much, you guys, for tuning into this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on our next thrifting adventure. I hope that you're all having a wonderful day whenever you guys are watching this, and make sure, as always, before you exit out of the video, hit that like button because it really helps out our channel here. And I will catch you on our next thrifting adventure. Bye, guys. Take care.